Right, what's up? We are live, and I have something extremely exciting for you today. And just need to get a couple of my settings correct here. But if you've been wondering what you can get with a credit sweep, if a credit sweep actually works, and how to start, and whether you can go from zero to whatever you want, then I am here today live to share with you that, yeah, it definitely, number one, works. Number two is possible. And number three, you can do it as well, which is why I created the 30K challenge. Now, because we are live, I do have a couple of settings that I need to fix before we really get started. But we are going to get to this. Now, I'm going to show you how you can actually build your credit and do this yourself. Now, I'm not telling you that you can go out and get, $1.5 million, but that is actually what I did for somebody that allowed them to go from having zero credit to, unfortunately, having some negatives, to removing those negatives, to being able to get approved for over $1.5 million in less than 11 months. And this is something that maybe you can do too, as long as you actually listen to the words that are coming out of my mouth and watch what I have to share with you. Now, first thing that you want to do while I am setting this whole shebang up is to smash that like. Why would you not smash that like? You need to tell Google that, hey, you know what? I like this, and I want other people to see this as well. All right. That's basically how it works. So let me get the rest of these settings fixed on here, and then we will get started. Now, while I'm doing this, I will let you know that you can remove anything from your credit report: collections, charge-offs, repossessions, foreclosures, bankruptcies, judgments, tax liens, you name it. If you have it on your credit report, you can remove it with a credit sweep. And a credit sweep is going to be the fastest way to get legal permanent deletions without having to use a police report. There is no affidavit. There is no claiming that something is not yours when, hey, you know what? It probably really truly is. Okay. We are not doing live chat today. We don't have time for that. We're going to be doing this for about 30 minutes. So if you give me 30 minutes, I promise you that you are going to take away from this something that you can go into the future with and get credit yourself. All right. And I am absolutely 100,000% pumped to do this with you. So we're doing a 30K challenge, which basically means that, I didn't want to put it at a $1.5 million challenge. That just doesn't really make any sense, right? However, you can go from having zero credit to then 200, then 500, then 5,000, then 10,000, then 20, then 30, then 50, and you can get cars and houses and everything. And I'm going to prove it to you. So I just have a couple more settings that I need to solidify on here, and then we will be ready. All right. So we are almost there. You better buckle up. All right. I had to figure out how to fit both myself and the screen into this, which is why you are seeing it this way. But okay. Now, a lot of people ask me why a credit sweep works. Now, this is actually pretty straightforward. A credit sweep works because we're targeting the actual information taken directly from your credit report. Again, we're not sending out templates. We're not saying that something is not yours. We are not pretending to do anything other than target the credit bureaus. And that is literally the difference between regular credit repair and a credit sweep. Okay. Now, yes, this is important. Why is it important? Because so many people are sending out the wrong things. And I've been here for 9 years, 9 whole years. Go get 9 calendars. And that's how long I've been here, proving to you every single day, every single week, every single month, every single year that this works. I have an entire playlist that shows you not only that this works, but that you can get hundreds of negative items removed in a short period of time, that you can get hundreds of score increases in a short period of time. I even posted a video, yesterday or the day before, with 489 credit score to a 719 in just 60 days. That's 232 points. So does this work? Yes, it does. And again, I'm going to prove it to you. I'm going to show you. Okay. So we are about ready. Okay. Okay, now that I have gone and set everything up that I needed to, we are going to get started. So what you're seeing on your screen is something that I put together, there's only about 20 lines or so that I was able to take someone from having absolutely no credit over into, like I said, getting approved for quite a bit of money. Okay. And we're talking about going from literally no credit, no profile, no nothing, no cell phone, no utility bills, no nothing, to then building up very, very, very slowly. But again, this all happened in less than 11 months. Okay. Now, you have to realize that there's certain phases to everything, right? There's the phase where you literally have nothing, and then maybe you finally get something and you default on it. You got to remove these things. And then once you remove them, you have zero credit score, or maybe you're in the 500s, or maybe you're in the 400s. You need to take that and you need to build from there. Okay. So that's exactly what I did with this person. I'm going to share with you the 20 different lines. There were more than that, but 20 different trade lines that they were able to get after the credit sweep process, as well as the other things like the cars and the houses and all that kind of stuff, because men lie, women lie, numbers don't lie. And not only do not, numbers not lie, right? But neither do pictures and video and all that kind of stuff. So I am, like I said, extremely, extremely excited about this. So I only have one more thing to do, and then I'm going to, show you these lines. Okay. And when I say lines, what I'm referring to again are trade lines. So we have 10 different lines that were added that were basically the foundation to being able to get the things that I'm going to show you. Okay. And I want to preface this by saying I'm not trying to have anything be, like a show off or anything like that. It's just so that you can see what is possible, because I do have some clients who come to me with literally nothing other than negative items, and they don't even know what's possible. They don't know that they can go out and get certain things. And obviously we don't want to have that. So this is possible. I am going to show you that you can get these things. And now we are ready. And I think my stream actually may have paused for just a second, but if it did, it will be back. All right. See, this is the great thing about going live, is that you have to deal with stuff like buffers and all of that. Okay, we are ready. So I'm going to show you the 20 different lines that was used for what I consider is my proof of concept. What is a proof of concept? Well, it's something that proves that whatever you have or say or do actually works. Okay. So here are 20 different lines. That's what I'm going to show you. So let me just show you what we're going to go over. We're going to go over these 20 different lines that you can also go out and get. And there's even a flow for establishing your credit. This is a totally different scenario that you can also use. But you know what? This is also what led up to getting this car, and I don't know, maybe this car, and that's that same car, and I don't know, that truck, and also that BMW right there, and the house, and that's just, I wasn't going to put that one on there, but you know what? I can actually see my house and the cars and all that kind of stuff. So, and there's also this car. All right. So, again, I don't do or say anything to be flashy or show off or anything like that. But this is that exact process that allowed us to go out and get these things from zero to having negative items to over $1.5 million in credit approvals in less than 11 months. So here are those 20 different lines. And you know what? Sometimes you literally have to start from jump. And when I say jump, I'm talking about, secured cards, right? So, and there's a couple different ways that you could do this. You don't have to start with Capital One Journey. You don't have to start with a credit builder card. You don't have to start with the self lender. You don't have to start anywhere. You could start wherever you want to. This is just the specific flow that we used to get this person there. Okay. And I am actually referring to my husband. Okay. So we actually started with a self-lender installment loan, and then we went to the secured card, then we went to the unsecured card, then the credit builder card. And the great thing about the credit builder card is that you also there's I believe there's 2, and you can also become an authorized user on other people's as well. Then we did the Capital One secured credit card, self-lender unsecured credit card. So one graduated into the other. Then the Open Sky secured credit card. And I will tell you that with Open Sky, they do no credit check. what we did was we put $10,000 down as because it's secured, right, as the limit. And so when other lenders go and see, oh, well, you got 10,000 here and you got this over here, they want to give you either at or just above whatever that last credit line was. So that's why we chose 10. So in the beginning, we're talking about $150 or $200. Then it went 3, then it was 5, then it was 1,000, then it was 1,500, then 3,000, then 3,300, then 5,000, then 10,000, then 1,250, then 15,000, then 20,000, and topped off 22,000. Okay. And that's just where we kind of ended it. It wasn't because, couldn't get approved for anything else. That was it for us. We didn't need anything else. Now, you are not going to be able to just go out and have zero credit to jumping into $22,000 or having zero credit to jumping into a 0% interest, financing a vehicle, which is exactly what we did a couple of months ago. If you haven't seen my green Challenger, we have a 2023 Dodge Challenger, and it's part of the I can't remember what it's called, the last call. Basically, they're not making these Challengers and these Chargers and whatnot anymore. And so there's a specific sticker that I've actually shown in a couple of my videos where it says, last call. But anyways, we were just driving one day. We were driving past the mall, past a bunch of these dealerships. And I was like, hey, you know what? I want that car. And we pulled over. We had a couple of hours and we left with that car, and we had 0 down and 0% interest. Why? Because of great credit. When we got, let me find it. Not this one, this one. When we got this one, we actually went into the dealership, and a couple hours later, we were literally driving this car out of the showroom. Okay, I had a big bow. If you're part of my Facebook group, or if you've, visited my Facebook page, you'll see the actual picture of my son next to that car with the bow on it. We got in the car and we drove it out of the showroom. So, that's what you're able to do when you have great credit. Now, am I trying to sell you great credit? No, I'm not trying to sell you great credit. I'm trying to explain to you that you don't have to sit on these negative items. You don't have to wonder what could potentially be. You don't have to wonder if these things can come off, because they can. I prove it every single day. And again, I'm not trying to, be flashy or, ooh, look at my house, look at my cars, look at this, look at that. I'm just trying to show you what is possible, that your kids can have what they need, that your wife or your husband or your significant other, they can have what they need. You can go and get the things that you need for your businesses. This is literally the doorway to being able to get those things. And the way that we do it is, number one, removing our negative items. There's a very specific way that I've been showing you for the last 9 years that allows you to get these things off. I've built formulas and structures and flows and spreadsheets and apps, and all of these things are to help you to do this. And this is just an example of the dispute pyramid, for disputing basically anything that is not a collection. So foreclosures, student loans, charge-offs, late payments, or accounts with late payments that you want to actually remove. We're starting with the top of the hierarchy, which is actually going to be that first thing that you see at the bottom left, where it says date last paid. So we're going date last paid, then first day of delinquency, notice of dispute, date last reported, payment history inaccuracies, and then using the evolution line method, which is something else that I created that allows you to, without using the same dispute reason, go back to the beginning and use a new same dispute reason. I am going to post the link to the evolution line method once I create the link down the description. It will be after we are live. Okay. Notice to dispute entry date, the level 1 dispute, where you're going back to that same level and using new and changed information. So this is how I'm able to remove virtually anything from client credit reports. I prove to you all the time. Even if I just go to my, I can just straight up go to my YouTube channel and show you a video that I posted the other day. Let me just mute this, obviously. But the other day I posted a video where I showed you, like I said, a client where I increased their credit score 232 points. Here is that short credit score went up 232 points in 60 days. The actual video is this one right here, 47 to 719 increase in 60 days. So does this work? Yes, it not only works, but it can work for you as long as you do it the right way. It is not magic. It is a very specific structure. We have to put the time in. We have to be dedicated. You have to be patient because this gets frustrating, right? But I prove to you all the time. So people can, there's, you either love me or you hate me. There is no in between. Okay. But it doesn't matter if you love me or hate me. You got to respect me because I tell you the truth. And that's one of the reasons why people don't like me. And, men lie, women lie, but numbers don't lie. And here I am day after day, week after week, month after month, proving that this works. So am I trying to sell you on anything? No, I'm not trying to sell you on anything. I'm trying to show you what is possible when you actually invest the time and the resources into this. And there's a couple of different ways that you can even, do this. If you want to continue to do this yourself, I have resources. If you want to see if I can do it for you, hello, link is already on the screen. So, if you did want to learn how to do this yourself, there's a link that I'm throwing up at the bottom of the screen. But we are going to get you the rest of these different lines that we can use to build up. And these are the actual exact lines that we used to get obviously where we got, right? So with After Open Sky, First Progress secured credit card, Indigo unsecured credit card, and Credit One unsecured credit card, and Credit One Amex unsecured credit card. Now, the last three all gave the same exact limits, okay? Now, that's why you don't really, once you get into these higher limit credit cards, unsecured credit cards, you actually want to get rid of those smaller ones. And here's the reason. Yes, you're going to be losing some of that age, but do you want them to match you at $200 or do you want them to match you at $3,000 or $5,000 or $10,000 or $20,000? Obviously, if you're getting approved for $20,000, they're not going to go and say, oh, well, we see that you had previously had, $200. That's what we're going to give you. No, that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is it doesn't really work for you to have these smaller lines on there when you get to the point where you can get approved for these, 4 or 5 digit limits. All right. That is what I'm saying. That is the point that I'm trying to make here. So we have another 10 lines. So that was 10 trade lines that you can use to build your credit. And now these are 10 lines that you can use to maintain your actual credit, because we don't want to just sit on it, right? And I'm going to show you a dispute flow in just a couple of minutes, a credit building or establishing flow that you can use as well. That kind of really proves my point, but let me get rid of this. We're going to go back to this. So we have our building phase. And then we have our maintenance phase. In the maintenance phase, we are still needing to build, but we're also, basically, the word right there, maintaining these other lines. We're making sure that we're getting our limit increases on them, that we are, making all of our payments that our high balances are not reporting, because, we know all of our specific dates that are required for, reporting. We don't want to see, we don't want other lenders or potential lenders to see that we went to 15,000. We want them to not even know about it. And there's a very specific way that you can do that. And it's all part of credit secrets and all that. And you can access that stuff using that link that you see at the bottom of the screen. But anyways, I'm going to get rid of that link. Okay. So here we go with the other ones. So we have Capital One Journey unsecured credit card, Capital One Platinum unsecured credit card, Boscov's store credit, Macy's store card, Capital One Classic unsecured card, and then now we're into Discover. Now, here's the reason that we want to utilize Capital One. Capital One owns so many different places and they have so many different products, right? I learned a while ago, maybe back in 2013, just how far that went, right? So basically, when you start with like a $200, let's just say the secured card, they don't graduate their cards anymore. So you will need to actually use it and then, when you get approved for your unsecured card, you will need to have a separate line, a new inquiry. But because they own so many different products, like I don't even know how many they own. I don't know, 50, 100 or more. You can keep it all within that same company and just get all of their products all the way from the bottom, all the way up through the top. And that is exactly what you want to do. You want to build a relationship with a company that you can go to basically for anything. Now, I'm not at all saying that it needs to be Capital One. I'm just basically stating that they allow for this because they have things that basically work for anybody. People who are reestablishing, people who are building, people who have excellent credit, people who have not so excellent credit, maybe just good credit or average credit. And they even have business products. So this is why, this is why we specifically chose Capital One. Plus, I'm an expert in knowing, when to apply for who and what type of credit and all that kind of crap. Now, another thing that I want to make a note about here is that Capital One owns all these other stores like Boscov's and Kohl's. So once you have Capital One and you have your established relationship with them, now you can go out and get credit with these other companies and you are pretty sure to be approved. Okay. So that is why we did that. Now with Discover, it's just Discover. The only one that I would recommend getting with Discover is the Discover It, meaning IT, Discover It card. They are the easiest to get. There's a couple that I didn't put on here. Mercury and Pedal. Yeah, no, they're on here. So we have Discover It. And then now if you need to go out and get a vehicle, this is a perfect time to go out and get a vehicle. What you need to do is you need to look at your end goal. What is your end goal? Are you trying to get a mortgage? Are you trying to get, a business loan? Like the type of credit that you need to build all depends on what your actual end goal is, right? So ours was the very end goal is business, right? But prior to that, it was mortgage. Okay. So everything that we did leading up to it was specifically for mortgage. And this is not my credit report. Okay. And when I say we, it's because it is my husband I am speaking of. But I built out his file. Okay, from literally nothing. If you're just joining right now, I'm showing you the 20 different lines that we use to actually build up to getting approved for over $1.5 million in credit. Excuse me. So there's other companies that you can go to, but these are just the easiest ones to get. Mercury, unsecured credit, Pedal, unsecured credit. And then now we didn't need a $450,000 mortgage approval, but that's actually what we got in the middle of a pandemic. I mean, as self-employed, we literally got a $450,000 mortgage approval. So, I mean, if it hadn't been the pandemic, it probably would have been like 3.5 million, right? So, I mean, hey, you kind of got to look at what's going on, at the time of your approval. Sorry, I got thirsty real quick. So, now you got to ask yourself, what is my end goal? And you need to work back from there. You have to have your starting and your end, okay? And everything else is going to fill it out in basically, in between those two things, okay? So what I want you to do is, as you can see, I threw something up on the screen that says join the 30K challenge. All of that means is I want you to go from, maybe you have negative items right now. That's okay. That is okay, because I can either remove them for you or you could do it yourself using the link that I threw up earlier on the screen, which is this one right here. It is sendme2.co/steroids. So that link is actually my credit repair course on steroids, which literally gives you everything that you need for learning how to fix your credit, build your credit, meaning like lines like this, and to go and build your score so that you can do whatever the heck it is that you want to. You want to get the cars, you want to get the houses, you want to get the business loans, you want to get the personal loans, whatever, do you, okay? All of these things are available for you to do, but you got to do this first. So if you want to do it yourself, that is a great link for you to go check out, because that is, if you're ready to make your credit scores explode, then that is going to be the way to do it. Otherwise, you can see if I can personally do a credit sweep for you, because obviously I know what I'm doing. Again, men lie, women lie, numbers don't lie. And I don't care if you think I'm going off on tangents. it's my channel and I am live. That is what I'm talking about. Okay. So there's another way that you can do this for establishing credit. Unfortunately, there's no way for me to make this bigger for you. So I'm going to explain it if you cannot see it yourself. All right. So we have, this is a, what is this, Heflo? This is basically just a site that I use to explain processes. Okay. So establishing your credit is a process, and you can go from very small things like a merchandise card to installment loans. Another thing for you to think of is if you have a like a credit union near you. Remember, banks are for businesses and credit unions are for regular people like you and me. Okay. If you have a credit union, go there, establish some sort of relationship with them, and then find out if they have a credit builder secured loan. Basically, it's going to be like a loan for like, I don't know, $1,000. And what you're going to do is you're going to put that $1,000 down, open a savings account, and you're going to have them set it up so that every month $100 comes out of that savings account without you ever touching it and go to pay that $1,000. Okay. Or whatever it is that you want to do. You can do it with a CD. You can do it with a secured loan. It's whatever you set up with your credit union. Okay. And again, I said credit union. I did not say bank. Do not try this with a bank. It's much, much better to do it with a credit union, but you can do this with multiple credit unions. You can do this with multiple banks. Okay. Your entire prerogative with this is to build as much credit as quickly as possible while also not throwing up any red flags, because in the long run, we want to have this foundation that is absolutely and completely and totally unbreakable. And the only way to do that is to build. So again, if you can't see what I have on my screen, I'm going to show you, but explain it to you. But we have our merchandise card, and then going down, we have Self-Lender, First Premier, and First Progress. Going from left to right, we have merchandise cards. It's sometimes called catalog cards. And then we have secured, Capital One Journey, Capital One Platinum. Like I said, that Capital One, right? That Capital One relationship there. And then Kohl's, Discover, Macy's, and Boscov's. Okay. Going further over to the right, Capital One Quicksilver, Capital One Spark Classic for Business, and then Chase, and then Bank of America, and then American Express. And some of these intertwine. You can go from one to the other, but this is basically going to allow you to, not think just inside the box that I gave you with 20 different lines, but this should give you a starting point for you to actually make that 30K challenge. Okay. So if you still don't think that it is possible to remove your negative items, you still don't think that this is real, you still don't think that, that you can spend less than 12 months fixing your credit, then, hey, I don't know what else to tell you. I don't know what else it is that you need to hear or see, because I've already proven to you on my channel with my videos that, that this works. I've already proven that you can remove everything except for child support. And I have nothing against child support. It only has to do with the fact that, it takes like 3 years to remove. So I don't know about you, but I do not want to spend 3 years trying to remove something from a credit report. And that is the only reason why I personally do not go after them. So this is not magic. It is not something where, there's a witch's cauldron. This is just really, 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 hard work and dedication to my clients, to whoever's file that I'm working on. So, I'm not one of those people that go and record videos in their mom's basement and tell you that they can, fix your credit, but they don't even have a house. I'm not one of those people that are going to tell you the things that you want to hear. I'm not one of those people that are going to tell you anything that is not true. Is it possible to get a house? Yes, I already got it. Is it possible to get cars? Yes, I already got it. Is it possible to get multiple cars? Yes, we already got them. Is it possible to do this in, less than a year? Yeah. You can do that entire process of removing those negatives, building your file with all the lines that I just showed you, and, going out, getting that score that you need, and going to get that end result credit, that house or that loan or that business or whatever venture it is that you're trying to get. It is all possible, but you need to start by And there goes, of course, my phone ringing while I am live. But anyways, you need to start somewhere, and that somewhere needs to be with you making the right decision for yourself as far as what you are going to do to remove these things from your credit report, because it's not going to happen. It's not going to happen by itself. It's not going to happen overnight. But it is going to happen when you do it the right way. And that also leads me to, probably the last part of this. You need to be careful with who you are giving your personal information to, right? You need to be careful of what company you are going to, because it is the method that determines how you are going to, or whether you can even remove these things from your credit. You see, I actually did a video. I don't know if it was a live stream or a video. I think I actually went live, and the title of it was "Your Credit Repair Company is Lying to You." And basically what that video entailed was the difference between, companies that do right by you and companies that are not doing right by you. And there's certain things that you need to ask, like, what is the method? Are you going to give me copies of the disputes? Do you start the same day? Is it all the negative items in all three bureaus? And is it 100% custom? And how do I know? How do I know if you're not going to give me the copies of the disputes? So my true, sincere thing that I want you to take away from this is that you need to see the copies of the disputes. You need to see that it's all the negatives in all three bureaus, and that they're not using templates. They're not disputing online. They're not sending out, anything that is identity theft or anything else like that, because those are the things that are going to keep this stuff on your credit report. And you are going to be back here on my channel 2 years later saying, damn, I wish I had listened to her, because if I had, I would have removed those negative items. And I don't want that to happen to you. All right. So, again, I have multiple resources for you to join this 30K challenge. And this was just mine. Mine was 1.5 million. All right. I cut it down significantly for you to 30,000. So if you want to go from 0 or wherever you are at, maybe you have negative items, it doesn't matter. If you want to go from 0 to 30,000, or 0 to 10,000, or 0 to 100,000, or 0 to 500,000, it doesn't matter. I can help you get there, but you gotta do what's right for your credit, and what's right for your credit is doing it the right way. All right. So I am going to post a couple of links down the description when I am done with this. And like I said, I don't care if you think I'm rambling. This is my channel. You can go somewhere else. I'm not trying to be an asshole about it. But it is what it is. All right. I've already taken the time to prove that this stuff works. And, some people don't really like the things that I have to say, but hello, I'm the one that gets the results. I'm the one that, has everything to prove that this works. So you can, you could do you. It's completely up to you. Well, I still am over here getting results for my clients. All right. Now, speaking of which, if you want to see if I can do a credit sweep for you and take you from wherever you are at to, even helping you get these lines, like I have a couple of clients who are in my coaching program, and some of them are in my credit building program, where I'm literally helping them to achieve the same thing that we did. My740.com. If you want to see if I can do the actual credit sweep for you so that you can get to the cars and the houses and your loans and, just a better life for you, or maybe your children or your family or whatever. Again, my740.com. If you want to check out my 12 years experience boxed up into a course, then it is going to be the link that I just took off the screen. It is now it's back on the bottom of the screen. It is sendme2.co/steroids. And why am I giving you that link? Well, I'm giving you that link very specifically because it is everything that you could possibly ever potentially ever need as far as learning what to do to understand your credit, who the credit bureaus are, the basics, the tactics, dispute letters, 2 apps. It's literally got everything in there. And I'm very proud of that course because it has allowed other people to do the same thing that we did for ourselves, which is go out and get the credit that you want, right? So anyways, I think I'm going to end this here, but if you have questions about this, wait until this is either not live anymore and post a comment, or you can go to any of my other videos and you can let me know that you have questions at that time there. Okay. But yeah, 0 to 1.5 million in credit in less than 11 months. My secret strategy was building up all of these lines, and it took a lot of research to figure out how they all correlate. And I forgot to tell you, when I said that we got approved for $450,000 mortgage, we only used about 250 of it, which is actually, it's good that you are using less than what they are giving you. Okay. But again, that was during the pandemic, and we would have gotten approved for like 3 point something million, which we did when we bought our house in Las Vegas. So outside the pandemic. So anyways, that is it for today. If you want to remove these things and move on with your life and get everything that you could possibly need, you already got the links on your screen. Otherwise, I have 1,600 videos going back 9 years that show you, that you too can remove these things, and it's not going to be easy. By no means is it going to be easy, but it is possible, and I am here to help you achieve this, whether that means that you join my weekly Q&As that I'm going to be doing live, or whether you post a comment and you ask a question about removing something, or whether you become my client and I get you here myself. Or you get my course and you do it yourself. All right. Now, I will make a note that one of the things that makes me so successful is that I only take on a certain number of clients per month, and I only have a couple of spots right now, because I do see my calendar actually filling up because I went live with this. So if you did want to see if I can do this for you, then you're probably going to want to schedule now. All right. I will let you know that. So, all right. I hope you have a great one. Smash that like, share this with somebody else, because look, this is the real deal. It doesn't get any rawer or realer than what I've already shown you. Okay. So that's it. Have a great day. And